Hi, my name is Dr. Tara Bynum, and I have a story to tell about a Black man living in colonial America and his little-known account book. His name is Cesar Lyndon, and his Sundry account book, as it's called in the card catalog at the Rhode Island Historical Society, is a collection of lists. There are long lists and short lists of numbers, persons, and events from 1761 to 1771 in an account book that is perfectly sized for list making. Neither too large nor too small, it is well made for the fancy cursive script that Lyndon uses to itemize a decade's worth of marriages, deaths, and the sale and acquisition of goods and services in and around Newport. For those of us who enjoy prose or narrative, it's impossible to ignore his numbers. They are everywhere. Numbers of bushels and hogsheads and animals litter his dated notations. And in the way of double entry bookkeeping, he separates the debits from the credits. He records debits in the left column and credits are on the right. He creates pricing and numerical value for things like beets and textiles, as well as for the slaughter and sale of pigs, and for those items exchanged or received. As items are purchased, he makes note of what he receives in return for his merchandise. And he most often collects black stockings, pickles and pickled lobsters, linen handkerchiefs or silk, and less often cash in return for what he sells. And when money is owed to him, Lyndon writes letters to request those balances due. He notes to whom he sells and their accounts or transactions for 99 or so persons, including Rhode Island's notable and wealthiest slave traders like Aaron Lopez and Christopher Champlin. He sells too to enslaved servants and free persons, including his friend Neptune Sisson. They all come to him for various copying needs and food stuff. For example, stuff like root celery, beets, turnips, sow pigs, leather breeches, or ketchup. What may at first glance look customary, early American account books are fairly common, is not. It's not customary at all, because what is not common is its author. Cesar Lyndon is an enslaved man born on an uncertain day and in an unknown location. His master enslaver is Josiah Lyndon, a colonial clerk and one-term governor for the colony. Cesar Lyndon is a servant who not only possesses the requisite literacy and penmanship ability to write, he has numeracy too. He's a mathematician, a salesman, and a records keeper. He knows how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers in currency like those pounds, shillings, and pence of Rhode Island and also that of New York and elsewhere. Because Lyndon's well-kept account book is a rarer kind of find, albeit well-cataloged, its genre and Lyndon's bookkeeping skills are compelling. And so is the fact that it's extant. See, this book isn't simply a diary or a narrative telling of his life. Rather, Lyndon's book invites a consideration of the account book and its lists as genres of storytelling. Part ledger and part journal, what he collects in numbers and lists on bound and loose pieces of paper of varying sizes are stories of Newport's slave trading economy and its enslaved, free, indigenous, and slave trading communities just a few years before the Revolutionary War. Take, for example, Lyndon's note of Captain Robert Elliott's safe arrival to Newport from Jamaica by way of Philadelphia in the early morning on September 20th, 1768, or his mention of his friend Boston Vose's return from Suriname on the 9th of August with 6 china cups and 6 saucers and a yellow-looking glass for Lyndon. Lyndon assesses the value of Vose's items as if they were acquired to be sold by him at a later date. Lyndon notes, too, when in September of 1769, Governor Lyndon accidentally falls from his house and breaks his collarbone. And in 2 very brief sentences, he laments the death of his 2-year-old son, Pompey, who dies of the bloody flux on a Wednesday morning in September of 1765. Even though the announcement of his baby boy's death is simple and brief, Lyndon says just enough to witness his grief. Cesar Lyndon's account book, in about 30 or so extant pages, collects these stories that leave us to wonder more about who he is and what we can expect from early African-American writing, early African-American manuscripts, and early African-American account books. Because even account books have stories to tell. Thank you. This work is indebted to the generosity of the Rhode Island Historical Society, the National Endowment for the Humanities, Washington College's C.V. Starr Center for the Study of the American Experience, and the Hodgson Trust, the John Carter Brown Library, the Library Company of Philadelphia, the American Antiquarian Society, and UVA's NHPRC Mellon Digital Publishing Initiative.